Hello everyone, welcome to this short session. In today's session, we are going to discuss the MOSFET amplifier numerical, especially using the PMOS transistor. So let us begin. So for the circuit 2 shown over here, for the transistor parameters given as VTP equal to minus zero point 0.5 volt, KP equal to 0.8 milliampere per volt square, and lambda equal to 0, we have to calculate IDQ, VSDQ, and small signal voltage gain. So as you can make out already from the symbol of the MOSFET, it's a P-channel MOSFET enhancement type. Over here, we have been given VDD and minus VSS values. And here we have to find the value of IDQ, VSDQ, and the small signal voltage gain. So let us directly start. So there are three steps in solving an amplifier numerical. So step number one is the DC analysis. So what we do is for the DC analysis, we consider all the coupling capacitors to be open circuited. Okay. So when we do this, we will get the circuit as follows over here. Okay. And now we apply our DC analysis and find the various DC voltages and the DC current. Now, one thing to note over here is that we have two power supplies, VDD and V minus VSS. So we have redrawn the part wherein the gate terminal, resistor R1 and R2 and the two power supplies are shown along with the common ground. From here, the gate voltage can be given by VG is equal to R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into the total supply voltage, that is VDD plus VSS minus VSS. Now, why do we write minus VSS? Because gate voltage is measured with respect to ground. And when you measure the gate voltage with respect to ground, we have to consider minus VSS also. So in terms of numbers, R1, R2 value are given to us. VDD and VSS values are given to us. We will plug in all the values in the calculator and we should get the value of VG as 1 volt. Now, the value of Vs from this, as you can see, the above terminal is the source terminal and the below terminal is the drain terminal. So the value of Vs will be VDD minus IDRS. So Vs will be VDD minus IDRS. So we have been, VDD is 3 volt, RS is around 3K. So Vs will be 3 minus 3000 ID. And VSG will be given by Vs minus VG. So Vs is 3 minus 3000 ID and VG is 1 volt. So VSG will be 2 minus 3000 into ID. Now this becomes our equation number 1. Now next we assume that the given transistor is biased in the saturation region. So regarding that, the drain current formula for a PMOS is written as follows. It is given by ID is equal to Kp times VSG plus VTP the whole square. So remember there is some change in this. So earlier for NMOS we used to write minus, but here it is a plus sign. So again I repeat, ID will be given by Kp times VSG plus VTP the whole square. Now the value of Kp and VTP are given to us as 0.8 milli and minus 0.5. So we substitute the values. So we get ID as 0.8 milliamperes into VSG minus 0.5 the whole square. This becomes equation number 1.2. Now, if you carefully see equation number 1.1 and 1.2, there are two unknowns, VSG and ID value. So we have to solve them together to find the two unknown values. So what we do is we substitute the value of 1.2, that is ID value, in equation number 1.1. So what do we get? VSG is equal to 2 minus 3000 into this entire expression of ID will come. 0.8 milli into VSG minus 0.5 the whole square. And now we simplify that algebraically and you will get a quadratic equation in VSG form. So that quadratic equation will be 2.4 VSG square minus 1.4 VSG minus 1.4 equal to 0. Now we solve the above quadratic equation using calculator and we will get two values of VSG. One value will be 1.109 volt and the other value will be minus 0.5259 volt. Now which value we have to select? We have to select that particular value. Now this is slightly wrong. It should be, we should select that particular value wherein it will be VSG has to be greater than VTP. Okay, so your VSG has to be greater than, okay, let me change the color here slightly. So this has to be, okay, sorry. Yeah. So whenever VSG is greater than your VTP value, in this case, it is 1.109 greater than minus 0.8, we will select that particular value. Okay, fine. Then next, once we got the value of VSG, next we calculate the drain current ID. So drain current ID, KP value is available, VSG value is available, VTP value is available. Plug in the values and you will get the value of drain current as 0.2967 milliamperes. Okay. And now we have to apply the KVL at the drain source loop. So let me copy that this diagram over here just for simplicity, and then we'll again remove it. No problem. It's removable. Fine. So when we apply the KVL to the drain source loop, what do we get? VDD minus IDRS minus VSD minus IDRD plus VSS equal to 0. Okay, so that's what we get over here. Fine. Now its job is over, so we'll remove it. So VSD will be equal to VDD plus VSS minus of ID into RD plus RS. So we have all the values. You plug in the values in a calculator and you will get the value of VSD as 2.1429 volt. Now, to check the condition whether the given MOSFET is working in the saturation region or no, we will check these two conditions. So VSD sat will be VSG plus VTP, which will be 1.109 minus 0.5, which comes out to be 0.609 volt. So VSD is greater than, indeed greater than VSD sat, which is 2.1429 is greater than 0.6 volt. Also, the second condition, that is VSG is greater than VTP, that is also getting satisfied over here. That is 1.1 is greater than minus 0.5. Since these two conditions are satisfied, the given device, that is a P-channel enhancement type MOSFET, is indeed biased in the saturation region. So this is all about the DC analysis. Now let's go to the step number 2, that is calculation of small signal parameters. Now, since in our numerical, the value of lambda is given as 0, the value of RO or RD will be given by 1 upon lambda into ID cube. Now, since lambda is 0, RD will be infinite. Now, what does that mean? That means that in the small signal model of the MOSFET, RD will not be present because infinite resistance is represented by a open circuit. Now, look carefully in the formula of GM. This is slightly different than for the NMOS transistor. For the PMOS transistor, the formula becomes GM equal to twice Kp into VSG plus VTP. Okay. So Kp value is given, VSG we have found out, VTP is already known to us. So plug in all the values and you will get the value of GM as 0.9744 milliampere per volt. Okay. Now the last step is to draw the small signal equivalent circuit, assuming all the external capacitors and the DC sources to be short circuited. Now let me bring that original diagram over here. So later on I'll remove it, but for simplicity, let us bring that near that and we will be seeing the diagram over here. Okay. Okay, let us keep that diagram over here for time being, and then later on we will remove it. Fine. So with the help of this diagram, we will draw the small signal equivalent circuit. So between the here is my we have to replace the MOSFET by its small signal equivalent model. So we have a gate terminal, we have a drain, and we have a source terminal. So between gate and source, it's an open circuit, and your voltage is marked as minus plus VSG. And here the direction of current flow is from source to drain. As you can see over here, let me see if I can, direction of current flow is from source to drain. Yes, it is shown over here, from source to drain. Fine. So the GM into VSG sign will be from source to drain. Okay. And now we have to draw the remaining part of the circuit. So from the gate terminal, we have two resistors R1 and R2 in parallel. You remember, in a small signal, to draw the small signal model, we have to consider the capacitors to be short circuited and the DC supply also voltages to be short circuited. So all these DC supplies are short circuited. So we have R1 parallel to R2, and in parallel to that we have V in. Okay, at the source side, we have a resistor RS which is connected to the ground. Yes, it is there. And at the drain side, we have one resistor RD which is connected to the ground, and voltage is taken across the resistor RD. So this is how you draw the small signal equivalent circuit for this common source amplifier. Now let me delete this. Its job is over. Okay. So from this network now, we have to determine the small signal voltage gain. So this is a degenerated common source amplifier using PMOS transistor. So the formula for the small signal voltage gain will remain the same. So you can check out a video on the degenerated common source amplifier derivations. So in that we have used NMOS transistor. Only difference is here we are using PMOS transistor, but the formula will remain the same. So the gain formula will be, we are not deriving it, we are directly writing it over here. For derivation, you can check that video. So AV will be given by minus RD divided by 1 upon GM plus RS. So we know the value of RD, we have calculated the value of GM, and we know the value of RS. Plug in all the values in the calculator and you will get the small signal gain AV as equal to minus 2.4837. So with this, we have completed our analytical calculations using all the formulas. So small signal voltage gain and the DC parameters VSG, ID and VSD, we have estimated it. Now what we will do is, we will simulate this in LT Spice and we will verify all the values. So let me take the half screen over here. So this is my LT Spice window. I will be making, the schematic of this circuit over here. So let us go to the library and type PMOS. So it's a P-channel MOSFET transistor over here. You remember the source terminal and the body terminal are connected together. So in this symbol, the source terminal is down. So we have to connect it up. Okay. So how do we do that? We have to maximize this. We have to go over here, mirror image, rotate, and here it is. The source terminal has gone up now. Okay, I think I have not saved it. Let me just select it again. So we have to mirror it one more time and place it onto the screen. This is very, very important. The source terminal, as you can see, is okay. And here near the gate terminal, we have the source terminal. That's the way to identify. Now we have to make the remaining part of the circuit. For that, just minimize little and add 4 resistors. So here are the 4 resistors, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. And now we require capacitors, 2 capacitors particularly, one over here and the other at the output terminal. Then we require a input signal source, which is voltage again. And we also require 2 power supplies. So here are the two power supplies. Okay, and now we have to connect them together. So for connecting them, we use wires. So we'll start connections now. So this way you can connect it very quickly. Next is the gate registers R1 and R2, which we are connecting. Next, we have to make the gate connection to the wire first, and then to the capacitor and the voltage source. Remember the voltage source connection. Let me just minimize this a little. Yeah. Now remember carefully that the voltage source connections for the input here, this is connected to the ground. So we will connect it to the ground. Okay. Whereas your VDD and VSS over here it is. And that is common ground actually. So we have to connect a ground from here. So this is the common ground which we have showed earlier. So this is my entire circuit connections, and I have also have to connect the output from here to here. Now you will ask, in the diagram, no coupling capacitor is there. But if we don't connect the coupling capacitor, at the drain terminal, there is both AC and DC. So you will get a AC waveform, but it will be with DC. So to isolate block the DC, we connect the coupling capacitor. So now let us start labeling them. So this is my input source. So here I'll right click, go to advanced, and I can select sine wave. DC offset will be 0. Amplitude we can give 100 millivolt, and frequency might be 10 kilohertz. Okay, so this is the information which we have given. This is capacitor CC. So let me rename it as CC, and the value of this capacitor is, it's around 0.1 microfarad. So we can easily give 0.1 microfarad capacitance value. Similarly, this is C2, let's say, and the value of this capacitor also we can give it as 0.1 microfarad, even though it is not given in the numerical. Now, this is the resistor R1. Okay, let me select it properly. Resistor R1, and its value is 100K. Resistor R2, its value is 200K. And then we have resistor RS. Remember, RS is up. Okay, so the resistor RS value is 3K. So we'll right click and enter 3K. Then down we have RD, because this is the drain terminal, and this resistor value is 10K. Okay, we have done with everything. We have just named the supply voltages. So here we have VDD. This is our VDD supply. That supply voltage is 3 volt. And next we have, this is also 3 volt VSS. It's already connected negative. So it is minus VSS only. Okay, the connections are such that at drain terminal, we get a negative VSS value. Okay, so all the things are done. Let me rename this PMOS as PMOS1. Okay, now everything is ready. We have to label the input and output nodes. So here, let me label it as VN. Okay, and then this will be V out. We can also label the gate terminal if we want to view the gate voltage. So yeah, we'll label the gate terminal. Fine. So rest everything is ready. It's ready for the simulation now. We have to add dot model statement only. So we right click on the draft, click on the spice directory. So here we have to write the dot model statement, and here are the parameters given. So we will write dot model PMOS1. That's the name which we have given over here. Then the reserve name will be PMOS. In bracket, we have to write VTO. VTO is the reserve word name, name for the threshold voltage. It is minus 0.5. It is negative for PMOS. And then we have a KP value. Again, same. This is KP dash value. So we have to substitute the KP value as twice of this number. which is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 3, which we write it as 1.6 e raised to minus 3. And also the value of lambda is given as around 0. So we write lambda equal to 0. So this is what the dot model statement will take these parameters. And now we are ready to simulate the DC analysis of the circuit. So let us go to simulate, click on the run, select the DC operating point and click on OK. As soon as you click on OK, you will get a screen. So in that you can see we have marked the VG voltage over here. See this? So the VG voltage is 1 volt. We can directly see that. Fine. Now let us check the other DC parameters. So for checking the other DC parameters, go to view, click on the SPICE error log. So here you will get all the values of DC parameters values for the voltages and currents. So let us check them one by one. So over here, let us first check the value of ID. Definitely for the PMOS, the value of the current will be reverse. Okay. So here we are getting minus 2.97 into 10 raised to minus 4. That is as good as 0.2967 milliamperes. That is what we are getting. Fine. And VSG. See, we have calculated VSG. And here it is showing the value of VGS. So it will be negative. And we are getting 1.109. So here also VSG will be 1.11. Now let us check the value of VSD. So VSD is 2.14. So here it is minus 2.14. That is VDS. You see? So VSD will be negative. I mean, VSD will be positive. And your VTH value is around 0.5. And let us check the VD SAT value. So VSD SAT will be, we have calculated it as 0.609. As you can see, VD SAT is coming out to be minus 0.609 because it is VDS SAT. Okay. And here we are calculating VSD SAT. Fine. And then the value of GM will also be there. Let us check the value of GM. So GM comes out to be 0.9744. So in SPICE, it is approximating up till 2 decimals. So we are getting the value of GM as 9.75 into 10 raised to minus 4, which is 0.975 milliampere per volt. So GM value is also coming absolutely correct. So let me copy these, parameters and Control C. And now I will add them onto the schematic by adding in the comment section. So here it is. I will note it down over here. Okay, so all the DC parameters and the small signal parameters are coming absolutely perfectly fine. Now our job is calculate the small signal voltage gain. It should come minus 2.4837. So let us concentrate on that. So for doing that, first we have to remove the .op and then we have to go to simulate, click on run, and then we have to give the transient stop time. So since the frequency is 10 kilohertz, our time period will be 0.1 millisecond. So let's say if you want to view two sinusoidal waveforms, I will type 0.2 milliseconds. The moment I click on OK, a blank screen will appear. So in that blank screen, right click on add trace and select V of V in. So this is our input signal, two cycles of the sinusoidal signal. And now again you right click on add trace and click on V out. So here it is, the input and output. So as you can clearly see, the input red color and the output blue color are out of phase. That's why in the value of AV, we have a negative sign. So your small signal voltage gain for a common source amplifier, the input and output are out of phase with each other. So now to calculate the peak to peak value, we can do that by estimating it directly from here. So we can place the cursor at the peak and then calculate it. But this method is slightly inaccurate. So for the accurate measurement, what we will do is we will use the dot measure statement. So we right click, go to draft, go to not comment, SPICE directive. And here we will write dot measure V out peak to peak then again the word peak to peak, then it is V of V out. Okay, that's the reserve word which we are, that's the label which we have given, V of V out. Again, we will write the same statement, but now V in peak to peak. So V of V in, that's again the label which we have given. We'll write one more statement which will directly calculate the gain AV. So gain AV parameter will be V out peak to peak divided by V in peak to peak. So what these three statements will do? These three statements will directly give us the value of AV in SPICE. So let me simulate it once more. So you'll get the same graph. That's very good. So go to view, go to SPICE error log. So you see over here, we have gone to SPICE error log. I'm expanding it. So it's giving the absolute value of the gain directly. So its value is 2.4833. Okay. Only limitation of LT spices in the spice error log, it only gives the positive value of the gain. Okay. Negative value, my minus sign, we have already verified in the input output waveform. That is why it is minus sign. So don't worry about the minus sign. In the spice error log, just concentrate on the value of the gain, the magnitude of the gain. It is 2.4833, which is exactly matching with 2.4837. Okay, this is to the left hand side, this is analytical calculations, and to the right hand side, we are getting in the LT spice. So as you can see, they are matching till 3 digits after decimals. So that's a very good answer. So in this way, you can carry out the simulations for a common source amplifier either by PMOS or NMOS. So it will give very accurate results. Now let's take a break of 30 seconds and move on to the next numerical. Okay, so for the next numerical, we have circuit number 4. The transistor parameters are Kp dash is given as 40 microampere per volt square. Then W by L is given as 40. VTP is given as minus 0.4 and lambda is given as 0.02 per volt. We have to determine IDQ, VSDQ and the small signal voltage gain. So, and this is the circuit diagram given to us. Okay, so we have given over here a PMOS enhancement type transistor. Fine. The green color is the additions which we have made that might not be available in the actual numerical. Now, let us start our analysis. So our first part is the DC analysis. So for the DC analysis, all the capacitors are represented by an open circuit. Okay, all the capacitors are represented by a open circuit. Okay, so step number 1, DC analysis. This is how a circuit will look like. Okay, so we have marked additionally the at the gate voltage VG. So now the step number 1, the first point is that the gate voltage will be given by IG into RG. Now in a MOSFET, the gate current is 0 because of the presence of the oxide layer between the gate and the substrate. So since IG is 0, VG will be equal to 0. Also, Vs, the source voltage will be given by VDD minus IDRS. Okay, so Vs will be equal to 3 minus RS is around 1200. So it will be 1200 ID. So VSG will be Vs minus VG, where VG is 0. So VSG will be equal to 3 minus 1200 ID. This becomes our equation number 1.1. Now we assume that the given transistor, that is a PMOS enhancement transistor, is biased in the saturation region. So here the drain current formula is slightly different. It is given by ID is equal to Kp times VSG plus VTP the whole square. Now, how to estimate the value of Kp? Kp is given by the formula Kp dash by 2 into W by L. That is why in LT Spice, we were, when we write in the dot model statement, we write the value of Kp dash. That's why we write the twice the value to compensate for this half. Now, coming back to it, so Kp dash value is given as around 40. right? Let us confirm that. Yeah, Kp dash value is 40. So 40 divided by 2, that will be 20 micro. W by L is 40. Okay. So remember this formula, Kp is equal to Kp dash by 2 into W by L. If it is an NMOS transistor also, it will be the same. Kn will be Kn dash divided by 2 into W by L. So over here, 20 into 40 micro will give us around 0.8 milliampere per volt square. So the Kp value is 0.8 milliampere per volt square. Now we substitute the values over here and we'll get equation number 1.2. So ID will be equal to 0.8 milli into VSG minus 0.4 square, the whole square. Now, if you look carefully, equation number 1.1 and 1.2, there are two unknowns, ID and VSG. So we have to solve them together to calculate both the unknown values. So what do? We put equation number 1.2 in 1.1. So what do we get? VSG is equal to 3 minus 1200. This entire expression will come next. 0.8 milli into VSG minus 0.4 the whole square. So you analytically solve this very patiently without making any mistakes in the sign, and you will get a quadratic equation in terms of VSG square. So that will be 0.96 VSG square plus 0.232 VSG minus 2.8464 equal to 0. So now solving the above quadratic equation, we get VSG is equal to 1.605 volt, or VSG is equal to minus 1.847 volt. Now which value to select? So we have to select this particular value because here VSG is greater than VTP. Now let me see if I have that. Yeah, over here. Let me copy it over here. So over here, since VSG is greater than VTP, VTP is around minus 0.4. So that's why we select this particular value. So VSG has to be greater than VTP value. So now we know the value of VSG. We plug in these values over here in the ID formula. So the drain current will be Kp times VSG plus VTP the whole square. So we have all the values over here. Plug in the values and calculate it in the calculator. So the value of ID will come out to be, or should come out to be, 1.16 milliampere. So please do check this value. Now what we do is, now we apply the KVL to the drain source loop. So what I will do is, I'll copy this circuit for time being over here, and then I can remove it easily. That is not an issue. In OneNote, you can easily add and remove. So let me add this circuit over here, and then later on I'll remove it. So what are we doing? We are applying the KVL in the drain source loop. So what do we get? VDD minus IDRS minus VSD minus IDRD plus VSS equal to 0. Okay, clear about it? So now its job is over. We can delete it. I mean, just a second. Yeah, over. So VSD will be given by VDD plus VSS minus ID into RD plus RS. So all the values are available to us. VDD, VSS, ID we have calculated, just RD and RS are given to us. So plug in all the values in a calculator and you will get the value of VSD as 2.288 volt. Okay. So now we calculate the VSD SAT value. VSD SAT value is VSG plus VTP. So that will be 1.605 minus 0.4. That will come out to be 1.205 volt. So the first condition should be that VSD should be greater than VSD SAT. And it is indeed coming greater than that. Okay. So VSD is 2.288 volt, which is greater than 1.2 volt. So the first condition is satisfied. About the second condition, VSG should be greater than VTP. So 1.6 is greater than 0.4 without any doubt. So since both the conditions are satisfied, the given device, that is PMOS enhancement transistor, is biased in the saturation region. So we have confirmed our assumption. Now let's go to the small signal parameter estimation. So in this, the small signal parameter is not 0 actually, it is 0.02. So let me add that number over here. It is 0.02. Okay, it's by mistake not been added over here, but now it's okay. We have added that value. So the value of lambda is given as 0.02. So here we will have for the first time RD value, RD or RO we call it. So RD or RO is given by 1 upon lambda into IDQ. Now we have already calculated the value of IDQ in the DC analysis. That came out to be 1.16 milli. So you multiply this number with 0.02. So if you put this in the calculator, it will give you the value of RD as 43.103 kilo ohms. Okay. Next, we calculate the value of GM, which is given by the formula twice Kp into VSG plus VTP. So we have all the values known to us now. Kp value is given, VSG we have calculated, VTP is known to us. Plug in the values in the calculator, which will give you the value of GM as 1.928 milliampere per volt. Okay. Next step is to draw the small signal equivalent circuit, in which we assume all the external capacitors and DC sources to be short circuited. So let me bring the original diagram over here. So for the time being, we can bring it without any problem. And then later on, we can, remove it. Just for analysis, we are doing it. So let me add that diagram over here, slightly reduce its size. Okay, little bit more I have to reduce the size. Okay, I guess now it's fine. Yeah, now we can easily compare and draw the small signal equivalent circuit. Just give me a moment. Yeah, so over here, if you look carefully, we have replaced the MOSFET by its small signal model. So here is my small signal model. Between the gate and source, we have open circuit. We have just the voltage minus plus VSG. And then if you see carefully, the current is flowing from the source to the drain terminal. Okay, as you can see the direction of current ID. So current is flowing from the source to the drain. So the current source direction also will be from source to the drain terminal, which is given by GM into VSG. And also we have RD, because RD value we have estimated to be 43.103 kilo ohms. So we have added this over here also. Okay, next is at the gate terminal. So at the gate terminal, we have a resistor RG actually. So it's not R1 parallel to R2, sorry. It's the resistor RG. Okay, so we have a resistor RG, then we have a voltage V in over here at the gate terminal. What about the source terminal? The source terminal will be grounded. Reason being, we have a capacitor. So capacitor is behaving as a short circuit and it's in parallel with RS. So hence your source terminal will be grounded. Next, we have at the drain terminal. At the drain terminal, we have a resistor RD, which is connected to the ground. Over here, other end is connected to the ground. And across the resistor RD, we have V out. So this is how you draw the small signal equivalent circuit for your given amplifier, which is over here. Now its job is over, so we can remove it. Okay. Now we have to find the small signal voltage gain. Now we have already found the derivation of the small signal voltage gain for the common source amplifier using NMOS transistor. So its analysis remains the same for the PMOS transistor also. So the gain formula will not change. It will remain the same. Okay. So this gain formula will be AV will be equal to minus GM into RD parallel to capital RD. Okay, so you can check out the video on the common source amplifier derivations. You will get this result. So finally, we get the value of the small signal current gain. It will be equal to minus GM into small RD parallel to capital RD. So over here, the GM value we have estimated, small RD value also we have estimated, and capital RD value is given to us. So plug in all the values, you will get the value of small signal voltage gain as minus 3.685. So with this, we have estimated all the required information. Now next is we simulate this in LTSpice and verify the results quickly. So let me minimize this. We have done this estimation for the earlier sum. So what we will do is we will have to delete few registers to make it capable for this circuit. So we have to remove this, and then we have to remove this wire so that there is a separate ground for this. And I think rest more or less it's the same actually. So now we okay, the capacitor, it's across the resistor also. So here we copy one more capacitor like this, and that is going to the ground also. So let me connect a wire. This is the capacitor CS. So CS we have added, and its value is 10 microfarad. So 10 microfarad. This is RS. So for our numerical, RS value is 1.2. So we'll change to 1.2 kilo ohms. RD value is kilo ohms. So I'll right click over here and change it to 2 kilo ohms. And this is RG. So RG value is 100K and CC is 0.1. And we have to connect ground over here, separately ground. Okay. And the power supply remains the same. It's actually 3 volt and minus 3 volt. Here also have to add the ground. Yeah. So we have set all the dot model parameters we might have to change. So let us go over here. So VTP is minus 0.4 instead of minus 0.5, it is minus 0.4. So here it is. What about KP value? Okay. So our KP value has to be substituted twice of this, right? So this has to be around 1.6 e raised to minus 3. That is absolutely correct. And lambda value is how much? Lambda value is 0.02. So we substitute over here 0.02 and we click on OK. Fine. So we are ready with the model now also. Now we have to go to simulate. We have to remove the dot tran from the previous analysis. And now I will go to simulate, click on the run and click on the DC operating point and click on OK. Fine. As you can see, the gate voltage comes out to be 0 as we have predicted. Okay. Here it is. Gate voltage is coming out to be 0. To check the remaining values, go to view, go to spice error log. And here you will get the value of ID and VSG. So over here, there is a slightly minute change, but that's absolutely fine. The value of ID is coming out to be negative, of course, definitely, because over here we have assumed the direction to be going from the source terminal towards the drain terminal. Yeah. So the value of ID will have to be negative for a PMOS transistor. So it's coming out to be 1.18 and we are getting 1.16. That's very close. And VSG. So VSG is 1.605 volt. So here it is VGS. So it will be negative. And here we are getting it as 1.59. That's also very, very close. And then VSD 2.28. And here it is 2.23. That is absolutely fine because there is slight deviation in the second digit after the decimal point. So VSD will be positive, VDS will be negative. And then VDSAT, let us check. VSD SAT is 1.21 and here it is 1.19. That's very fine. Here it is VDS SAT and here we are calculating VSD SAT. So hence it is coming as positive and negative. And now let's calculate the value of GM. So GM value is coming out to be 1.98 and we are getting around, in simulation, it's coming 1.98 and we are getting around 1.928. So second decimal after the point, it's changing slightly, but it's absolutely fine. Most of the values are coming, most of it accurate. The reason for the deviation is because in the in this formula, ID formula, there should be one more term, 1 plus lambda into VDS. If you substitute that, then the results will be quite accurate. Okay, so for this semester 4 analysis, that is not considered over here, in the formula. So that's why it's kind of an approximation. Fine. So hence we are getting this small deviation of all the values up till second digit. So GM value is matching up till 1 decimals, but after second decimal, it's slightly changing. So it's around 1.98 into 10 raised to minus 3, and here we are getting 1.928 milliampere per volt. So we'll close this now. We'll copy these parameters in our schematic. So Control C, I'll right click and go to draft, go to the comment sections and add all the parameters like this. So all the parameters are added. And now we have to check whether the gain is coming out to be minus 3.685 or no. So it might slightly deviate, but we should be optimistic about it. So now let's just delete the .op statement and go to simulate, click on run, and then we go to transient analysis. The stop time, we can give it as around 0.2 milliseconds. Why 0.2 milliseconds? Because the frequency is given as 10 kilohertz. So 1 upon 10 kilohertz is around 0.1 milliseconds. And if we want 2 sinusoidal cycles, that's why we have given 0.2. So once we click on OK, a blank screen will appear. We have to right click over here, click on add trace and plot V in. So V in is 100 millivolt peak value, sinusoidal signal. And as you can see, we are getting 2 sinusoidal waves. In the cycle. Again, click on the add trace and click on the V out part. Okay. So as you can clearly see that the input and output are out of phase with each other. Okay. The input and output are out of phase with each other. That is why in the gain formula, we have having a negative sign. Okay. And now we can easily estimate the gain by calculating the peak to peak value. But this method is quite inaccurate and it depends upon the efficiency of the person measuring it. So what we do is we use the dot measure statement. We have already used this in the last numerical. We'll use the same dot measure statement. So what we need to do is after writing these statements, we'll go to view and go to the spice error log. And this will give us directly those values. Okay. So as you can, as I have already predicted that the gain will be slightly, different because the reason being the GM was in the simulation 1.98. So definitely there will be slight deviation over here. Okay. So here the AV value is 3.79 and we are getting around 3.68. So why this difference is coming again? In the drain current formula, we have to add the term 1 plus lambda VDS. Then all the calculations will come absolutely correctly. Okay, so except that, everything is okay. But yeah, this is also not so deviating. It's 3.685 and minus sign is already taken care in terms of input and output being out of phase. But over here, we are getting around in simulation minus 3.79. Okay, so in such a manner, we can calculate and estimate the values of all the DC parameters and the small signal voltage gain and the small signal parameters for any MOSFET amplifier, either by using a P channel MOSFET or an N channel MOSFET. The analysis will remain the same. So then that's it for this session. And we have completed the analysis for 2 MOSFET numericals using PMOS enhancement transistor. If you have any queries or any doubts, you can post your comments. Post your doubts in the comment section. I'll definitely solve it. So yeah, that's it for this session. Thank you for joining. And the next time we will again, see few more numericals on the MOSFET amplifier. So until then, have a good day and thank you.